Hi, I'm Andy Friedlander. You're watching Vauxhall Football Television. We're joined by the new England manager, Roy Hodgson. Roy, what have you learnt by watching the qualifying campaign?
Well, of course, I've learnt a lot less than Fabio Capello because Capello's guided the team through the qualifying campaign. I, like everyone else, will have seen the games on television or the odd one live, but I think the qualifying campaign was a huge success. You know, I think we qualified with panache and, you know, with a degree of ease. So I would say that the qualifying campaign, if anything, should give the players great heart going into the competition proper, because this time, you know, they qualified without any hitches whatsoever and were qualified at an early stage.
For the impartial fan, there's some delicious fixtures lined up for England, France, Sweden and the Ukraine. But how are we going to go about facing those opponents and beating them?
Well, we'll know more about them, of course, when we really start preparing. At the moment, my preparation last week was for Norway and this week it's for Belgium. But we've got a lot of information already on those teams, and of course France and Sweden in particular are two teams which I've seen quite a lot of even recently. In Sweden, a country I worked in for many years, I know, you know, many of the players there personally. So it's the Ukraine, I suppose, that is more or less the outsider for us in the group, and the one we probably know least about. But by the time we get to Poland, we'll be amassing that information all the time. France, I think, have had a very, very good couple of years since Laurent Blanc took over the team. They've been very, very successful following a disappointing campaign in South Africa. So we know that they're going to be very, very difficult to beat, and we know their players, their household names, really. When it comes to Sweden, they're going to be very well organised, very disciplined. They've got Ibrahimovic, who, you know, is regarded as one of Europe's, you know, best centre forwards, and a man who can win a game off his own bat. So that's not easy. When it comes to the Ukraine, I think the major threat there comes from the fact they're a host nation, and they've got, you know, many millions. I don't know how many people live in the Ukraine, but probably a region of 40-50 million people behind them.
There are high expectations from some, there are low expectations from others, but one man who's always linked with success is Gary Neville. Can you tell us about his role in the squad? Well,
Gary, we wanted to bring into the squad because, you know, Ray Lewington and I, who worked together, we wanted someone with us who's got recent tournament experience, is obviously a lot younger, someone who's very, very keen on coaching and, you know, developing his own coaching knowledge. And most importantly, someone who could lend his experience and his closeness, I suppose, to the players, because a lot of these players he will have actually played with. All of these things, I think, the qualities that he possesses there will help us, you know, make certain that we have a group which is satisfied with life, a group that is pulling in the same direction, and that we, in particular, Ray Lewington and I, are getting the right feedback from the group with regard to the work that we're doing. And so far, Gary has really thrown himself into that job, you know, with 100% commitment, and it's looking more and more that the team I have around me will be of great help to me. And I'm sure that Gary, of course, will go on to be a very good coach in the future when he completes his badges.
Thank you very much for joining us. So if you would like to see more of our conversation with England manager Roy Hodgson, make sure every day you check into vauxhallfootball.co.uk, and of course we'll be covering the whole of the Euro 2012 tournament, and we'll have daily insight and updates for you.